Hello guys, and we welcome you back to the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split, powered by Bacchus Energy Drink. We are now on our 5th week of our 2nd day, and of course we have not much left for the playoffs. We have still the 6th week, but we'll have a short break. But next week, actually, we won't have a stream because of the IMZ.
IEM.
IEM, sorry, Intel
Extreme Masters. Yeah, so that's definitely an event that a lot of people are looking forward to, not just here. Of course, it's an international event, so a lot of the teams from other regions, you'll be seeing them next week. So we're going to give them a bit of a break, or rather, we'll give PGS a bit of a break so that everyone can watch that one. But yeah, this was, I think we're going to take a look at the standings for now to see, just to update you guys on who has the top seed right now, and obviously that's going to be AEX. They are on the top right now, looking good considering they did win PGS last split. That's going to be followed by Mineski, who have 8 wins and 2 losses, and then IPT, who just played earlier, so they did get a win for themselves against JSK, and then TNC following along with the rest. So
I mean, AEX staying true to their name as the defending champions. They first started slow, but look at them now. They're in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
And now in our second game, and it would be JSK versus IPT. JSK Esports, they started pretty slow. I mean, they're a new team. New teams actually aim sometimes to just stay in the
league. Yeah.
But TNC is a new team, but look at them now. They're in the top 4.
Yeah, very true. And it's definitely, like you said, it's a bit of a slow start, but JSK actually have shown, to be one of the better new teams coming into the PGS, alongside, for example, Emperor Esports. We saw them as new teams, and it did look like, well, we weren't sure, basically, coming into the league, which of these teams would be the strongest new team, but actually, JSK's proven that they are looking like the strongest of the new blood here in the PGS.
And also not that, we also had the Emperor Esports, who actually defeated one of the powerhouses. So a lot of new teams showing their skills. It is the 5th week, second to the last. You can clearly see that new teams are on their best performance right now to stay in the PGS. You don't want to be in the last place. So we're gonna have the playoffs and then the relegations. And top 4, pretty impressive for a new team to be in the top 4.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. I mean, we had a similar feeling last split because Gamers Hub, they were also one of the newer teams and they were able to make it to the playoffs. And, that really helps the team, have this sort of, or give them motivation because, if you're a very new team and then you're able to make it into the playoffs in your first split, that's very inspiring for you as a team that it's only your first split in the PGS, but you're already in the playoffs. So maybe, JSK, this will be their chance to be their first split straight to playoffs kind of story. We are not sure, but we did see earlier in Game 1 that IPT had a really, really dominating performance. And let's hope that JSK, put up a better fight against IPT.
So that said, let's get to the drafting phase to see the strategy, the counterplay that JSK Esports will play against IPT. I mean, this is the second game for the first match. Will it be like a 1-1 or a 2-0 sweep? IPT is actually one of the powerhouses of PGS next to Mineski.
Exactly. So let's take a look at the bans. It's going to be Elise, Jace, and Rek'Sai being banned on the side of JSK. Don't want to see Light on that Jace again. And then for IPT, they're going to be banning the Ivern, Graves, and Jin. So again, a lot of the jungler bans being targeted onto Spear. Varus locked in, so the second time in this series that we're seeing Varus locked in first. IPT responding with the open Maokai, and then Kulit locking in the Zac.
I mean, the Zac is something that JSK has to also watch out for. I mean, they've removed the Rek'Sai, and whereas IPT, they've removed the Iron. We've seen Spear with the Iron. His ganks are always on point with the shield and deals more damage than sometimes the mid laner of his team. So we'll see. We'll really see what JSK will plan this time with the Varus, and the Jin is actually banned right now, same as the Ashe towards IPT.
Yeah, so we're seeing Ashe being banned on the side of JSK, so that will reduce the engage potential coming in from IPT. But they already have a lot of engage to begin with, so actually I'm not sure why they pulled through with the Ashe ban. Anyway, that's going to be Trundle being banned onto Whistle, which I believe he's pretty comfortable on, and then Cassiopeia being banned onto Spotless. So Cassiopeia being banned might mean that IPT plans to get the Rise. Corki is actually going to be banned as well, so targeting Light and his pull. And I was right, so they are going to be grabbing the Rise because their Cassiopeia is known to be a counter pick to that Rise, so he'll have an easier time in lane. And let's see what JSK grabs.
Yeah, JSK hovering over that Shen. I mean, I've seen the game. Shen as a champion, he has that awkward time in a team fight where when he uses all his utility, the taunt and the Spirit's Refuge plus the Stand United, he has no source of other damage. I mean, we saw in the end stats, he dealt the least damage in the game. So let's hope that JSK Esports will utilize Shen the right way where he is very powerful. I mean, turning a fight around, protecting the squishies. Of course, it will be the ADC virus. But now look at that. We're going to see a return of a Malzahar support.
Yeah. So this Malzahar, he was kind of tweaked this patch. He was nerfed, sort of, because the instant cast on his Voidlings is no longer instant. It's actually, there's a slight delay, I believe, around 0.35 second delay to block skill shots. So that's not going to be happening as much now. But we are going to be seeing the lanes locked in. So again, the Rise being put onto light. So actually, there's a lot of pressure on Whistle as a top laner because JLC is one of, if not the strongest top laner in the Philippine scene. And like we saw earlier during Game 1, JLC really gave Whistle a hard time on that Shen. So hopefully we'll be able to see Whistle with a bit of a better performance because I really feel like he was lacking in the previous game. We didn't see a lot of effective Stand Uniteds being used. And overall, JSK just seemed so scattered after the mid-game.
And yeah, also in the top lane, it's a Shen against the Maokai. Maokai has to sustain more crowd control than the Shen. So if he ever sees the time to use the Stand United, he can always Twisted Advance, cancel the animation, Arcane Smash. Plus, Maokai is a very heavy pusher in the top lane compared to a Shen if the Shen does not have like a Tiamat or a Sunfire.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess, it might be useful kung narinig man ng JSK si Shinbu kanina, Shinbu was suggesting that JSK try out a different playstyle of, instead of being the engagers, they be the ones to respond to IPT. We have seen IPT does have a tendency to be over-aggressive sometimes. They do make mistakes. Maybe that's something that JSK can capitalize on once we get into the game. Looking at their composition, though, it still looks very aggressive because you have two assassins. Earlier it was Kha'Zix, now it's going to be Rengar. And then we've got the Katarina instead of the Ahri. Now, I'm a bit doubtful about the Katarina pick because we don't see a lot of mid laners very skillful on the Katarina. She's a bit difficult to use. I mean, especially, for example, looking at regions like LCK, Faker's the only one who seems to be successful on the champion. So there's a lot of pressure on people who use Katarina, to be really effective on her. Otherwise, it's a bit of a risky pick. But we're in the Summoner's Rift.
Let's see if what happened will spot us in the mid lane with the Katarina. This is the second game of match 1. JSK on the blue side against IPT on the red side. Will IPT sweep this game 2-0 to secure, really secure that spot in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Whereas JSK will try to fight back and come back with a 1-1.
Yeah, like we said during the start of this whole series, these next few games coming in are very important because this is where the teams will be securing their slots into the playoffs. And right now, it seems only like Mineski and AEX are the only two to most likely get into the playoffs. We still don't really know who will be landing the 3rd or 4th seed. So IPT, they can't be too passive in this game. They can't let their guard down. They still have to perform their best so that they can at least secure a slot into the playoffs.
Okay, in terms of dueling in the top lane, Shen on that Undying against Maokai with, of course, you always see Maokai running that Courage of the Colossus. Crazy Shield will proc really well. He does not really need the Undying Keystone because of his passive.
Yeah.
But I'm not pretty sure if Whistle will still have an easy time because Maokai right now, for a tank, deals a lot of damage. That's why maybe in the recent patches, the new patches will eventually nerf him, but let's see how Whistle will play this time. This is the second game. It's really crucial right now in the 5th week.
Woo!
That's
Spotless,
a lot of
getting really low. So looking at the potions, they more or less have similar items, although that's the
they're
one
both
pot being used.
Yeah, the health pot's being chucked down. Spotless, of course, on the Katarina, resourceless, but Rise has that, binding. It's gonna be really difficult for Spotless to even position his Katarina properly. Especially with that Rise on the crowd control.
Exactly, and actually we saw a bit of a duel in the top lane, but no major things happening just yet. So again, looking at the team compositions, there's a lot of pressure on JSK to be able to snowball into the mid game because when you look at the two compositions, JSK Esports, looking at their team comp, you have, again, two assassins who really need to snowball. There's a lot of pressure on Kat and Rengar to be able to get those kills early on so that they can really snowball and deal a lot of damage in the mid game. And then when you look at IPT, they don't mind if the game lasts that long because, you know, they've got the tanks, they've got Zac, they've got Maokai, and then you have the Rise who doesn't care if the game lasts like 2 hours or something. He wants to be able to scale into that late game, and I'm not sure if JSK is the kind of team that can put the aggression down on IPT, but they might try.
Spear has been spotted by Kule. He goes all in onto him. He's actually pretty low, but he
Oh,
has
no.
the stack bar. Here comes JLC for the respawn. What will Spear
no.
do to try to get away from the 3-man assault? Here comes Whistle for the help. The blast cone will flip him away. He flashes away. He's actually alive for now, and look at the line. Rotating back to the Baron pit, and nice response from the mid lane of Spotless. Proccing Zac's passive, and next will be Maokai. Dangerously low, but Whistle also very low. Light can't do anything. Light has no mana, but the basic attack will secure the first blood with 1-to-1 trade. I mean, 2 blinking red. That was really close. If Light had more mana, he could have cleaned up the fight.
Yeah, that was a really weird fight, actually. That was a slight mistake from Spear because he actually really extended far into the enemy jungle, and Rise was pushed up. You don't usually do that as a jungler. You need to see if the wave is pushing in your favor before you invade. Oop,
that's a lot of damage coming from Rebenga with the Malzahar. He will pick up the kill by Blaze. I mean, with the recent nerfs by Malzahar, it's not yet enough. It's just the Voidlink's movement speed.
Yeah.
Cast time. The damage is still not there. It takes him long to set up. But Blaze also has the damage with that Zyra. He's also nerfed on that Zyra. In terms of dueling, it's clear that Rebenga had the setup clearly needed by the Voidlings for him to secure the kill.
Exactly like you said, the damage of the Voidlings was not nerfed, so it still really freaking hurts. So you don't 1v1 a Malzahar that easily. So it's going to be a bit of a... That's going to be JSK slightly behind. No, not just slightly, actually. That's an over 10 CS lead on per hate on that Caitlyn and Spear. Gonna try to redeem himself a bit and make a gank down here.
He will be going there. Hate and Rebenga, they're actually pretty low. No mana yet. He leaps onto Rebenga.
Ooh.
Heal and flash was burned for him to save his life. But notice the build of, you know, Whistle in the top lane. 3 rejuvenating beats.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go for maybe Righteous Glory maybe to initiate. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure where the beats are gonna
Yeah, that could go anywhere.
that could go anywhere. Maybe of Zizirot Portal, and now in the mid lane, Spotless
Oh,
catching
no.
Kulid in the territory of JSK. IPT should be a bit more careful in invading the space that JSK still has control over. I mean, there's the Zyra, there's the Rengar. It's clearly roaming right now. Blaze has been roaming around the river, back and forth, patrolling to see where Kulit might be. Because no matter how much wards you put in the brush, that Zac will still bypass the vision.
Yeah. It's actually a bit reckless of our junglers so far in the game. Both of them invading, and both times invading, they made a couple of mistakes. So, tip to the junglers out there. You know, you have to be able to put down that vision, or at least know where the enemy is before you come in to the jungle. Bit of a duel here.
Yeah, that's true. In the jungle, you have to be careful. With the recent jungle changes, the camps are more crucial. More EXP will be lost if you lose jungle time. Look at the CS between the Zac and the Rengar. 31-12 with the KD of 0-2. Clearly, Kulidism is behind in gold and EXP.
Yeah, and again, this Zac pick, something very special and close to the heart of our pro players here in the Philippines. It's not something that we see in the other regions, but it's really something that a lot of our junglers here in the Philippines find comfortable. But like you said, he is falling behind a bit in CS. Spear actually waiting here, and Spotless gonna engage. Light actually out of mana, so Caitlyn clearly has the lane advantage earlier on. But we'll see what they decide to go for. The first dragon actually gonna be the Infernal Drake, and we'll see IPT putting a lot of pressure in this bot lane actually with a nice CS lead there. Will there be an engage?
It's a fight for a vision right now with the Zac. And look at the plan.
Oh,
dealing a lot of damage to Hate. Hate should not have just focused on the plan. The piercing arrow still reach to it. Whistle, flash, and taunt combo will always land, securing the double kill for Ace style.
So very nice call there coming in from JSK. Really punishing the recklessness and over-aggression coming in from IPT. They were way too comfortable moving into that tri-brush. You shouldn't have done that really against a team that has so much CC, you know, like the Zyra, and of course with a easy instant response coming in from the Stand United with Whistle. And that's going to be giving them 2 kills to Varus and an Infernal Drake. So really huge early game jump here coming in from JSK, which is exactly what they needed to get some sort of a lead in this game.
That's going to help Spotless in the mid lane for their Katarina. That 8% AD and AP is going to help because Katarina skills with AD and both AP. So huge help for the mid lane. But IPT making that mistake in the brush side. I mean, there were like maybe 6 plants attacking them, and they still wanted for the control war. They still aim for it, but still they could not take it down. Of course, if you don't take the control war, it'll regenerate back to its health. So let's hope that IPT does not make the same mistake.
Yeah, it's actually quite weird that you would try to kill all those plants when they weren't even in your lane. You really take a lot of unnecessary damage trying to do that. Oh! The
Thrill of the Hunt and the Chain of Corruption connects for Spear. He gets the kill on Hate.
Wow, that's exactly what I was waiting for. You know, we were looking at the first game. We didn't see that kind of proactiveness successfully being executed by JSK. But in this game, wait, there might be another gank here to respond.
Flash Binge will advance onto Spotless. He has no form of escape, but still flashed over the wall. I'm sorry, Shumpo, and flashed over the wall. And now Light is chasing Spotless. Will he succeed? That sidestep, the blast code is there. He gets away with it, and now Light burning his flash with no reward.
Woo!
That was actually that is actually a very nice play by Spotless. He had the Shumpo towards the Raptors, still had that flash to really
Jump over the wall, yeah.
Jump over the wall and escape from Light's bind.
Great job not to lose his cool there, and he burned 2 flashes just for that engage. So that's JLC losing his flash and Light losing his flash. So Spotless was able to escape. Good job from him. Looking at the CS, he is slightly behind, but at least he doesn't give a kill. Rise, however, already gonna get that Catalyst, and bot lane is pushing forward, so IPT also... Oh, actually, JSK has been able to catch up with the CS because of that double kill that Varus got earlier in the bot lane. So things starting to look much better for JSK again in this early game. They do have a 2,000, well, almost a 2,000 gold lead, and we'll see if JSK can keep this going. They have to be able to keep up that kind of pressure on IPT. You want to keep getting those picks with the Rengar and with the Katarina.
The whistle will really most likely, you know, itemize towards the Tiamat and a Zizzer portal. Because, but hold on, so here comes Bullet for that gang. Plus an overkill teleport from the top lane. He is fully channeled. It's a 4-man combat onto Ace style. That is overkill and showing JSK that IPT will come back strong. They still are trying to dominate and control the lanes.
Yeah, so you're definitely right. That was a lot of spells used just to be able to secure that. They're gonna get the first blood turret though for this, but there's no dragon just yet, so it was a bit of an overkill coming in from IPT. However, I guess it is negated by the fact that they are gonna be able to get this turret, and Whistle probably won't be able to clear in time, so this will give less of a response for JSK to try and even out the trade. Now it's going to be all about how JSK will respond to this though. Because with all of those spells being used by IPT, you know, JSK has... Oh, wait.
Thrill of the Hunt. He might go for Rebecca, but he goes for Hate instead. He can still leap over to Hate. He does. Come on, without the crowd control immunity. Spear had a difficult time, but now it is a 2v1 fight. He leaps again to Rebecca. He's dangerous enough. The burn will secure the kill. He gets a double. And now, here comes the trade-off. It is going to be 2-0. Spear, nice pickup with the Rengar. Thrill of the Hunt, really deciding who to pick off. He was going to go for Rebecca, changed his mind, went to Hate, and then to Rebecca.
This is why he's banned in other regions. This is exactly why Rengar is banned. Once he starts to get those early kills, he has insane damage. He's got a really diverse kit, and now he's 4 kills in, so Spear really looked like he's going to start snowballing here, and he's also translating it into the other lanes. That's really what you want to be able to do with this Rengar. So let's see if they can keep this ball rolling. Katarina, though, a bit scary. She is falling behind in CS, and she really can't kill the Rise, I think, anymore at this point on a 1v1. So they have to be able to do something. You know, every time Teleport or Stand United is up, JSK wants to keep using their globals as much as possible and keep getting those picks. It's a bit scary right now for IPT, but not that big of a lead just yet. 1 minute and 30 seconds until the Mountain Drake comes up. We'll see what they decide to do. Caitlyn, though, actually at top lane.
It's actually going to be a lane switch. It is a Shen. Caitlyn needs to farm. I mean, Hate is behind in a lot of gold. I mean, CS, 0-3 KDA, BF Sword, and a Vampire Receptor will be going for maybe a Bloodthirster for that defensive. Whereas, actually, the Varus picking up Tear of the Goddess, feeling confident that he can take on the Caitlyn. But notice how Kulit is really trying to rotate to the bot lane. And you can see Spear in the mid lane, control where it's placed. It's a key thing in the game. You need vision to spot the junglers. And now, Infernal Drake, this is gonna really synergize well with the Rengar's passive.
Yeah, it's definitely true. I mean, I guess the difficult part about IPT's composition is that you have a lot of engage from the Zac, but there's really not a lot of follow-up damage right now at this point because the Rise is still trying to scale, and Hate fell way too far behind already. He's 0-3, he doesn't really have a core item yet at 30 minutes in, so it's really difficult because even if JLC and Kulit decide to engage, the amount of follow-up damage that's going to come in is really lacking, especially with such a fed Rengar and the burst damage coming in from, you know, a support like Zyra and an AD carry like Varus. So IPT, they're going to want to slow down the game. They have to spread out their vision, try to avoid fights, unless Jengski makes a mistake.
Yeah, also the mistakes are really mostly capitalized by Spear. I mean, the pickoffs and the nice rotations from him. But notice that the Rengar, he lost the crack control immunity. So even if Spear is fed, he's still vulnerable to CC. Let's say he wants to go for a hate, that's a high priority target, but there's Rebecca with the Malzahar. He has that Void Gaze, he's gonna get suppressed. So Spear should really watch out for that and time his leap really just the right time so that he does not get an easy pick off. It's going to be difficult for Spear without the crack immunity. And now A-Style trying to get away, flashes over, and now Light also burning his Ghost. Plus the Stranglethorns providing that, you know, space where Kulit can't just go in. He'll get knocked out.
Yeah, huge mistake from A-Style there to throw his ult on Malzahar while he had his passive. It was a wasted ult, so they won't be able to respond to this top lane. It's going to be the second turret of IPT. So we're seeing a bit of a trend here where...
Oh, flash for the Void Gaze. Focuses all onto A-Style. He is deleted from the fight. Light with that Rise Decree just popping up, and A-Style could not even stand or do anything. Realm Warp will secure their escape path.
Okay, so there's a very important point to make here, which is that we're seeing that the trend in these past two games is that Jengski, sure, they get the kills, you know, they get a bit of an early lead, but they're not able to translate those kills into objectives. And IPT, despite losing a lot of these trades early on in the game, they always make it a point to secure the first few objectives of the game. And that's a very big difference between a veteran team and an amateur team. It's that the pro team will always make sure that any of the kills they get will always translate into some form of objective, be it a dragon, if it's a turret, they always make sure to turn it into an objective. Jengski, they haven't been able to do that. Despite getting 7 kills, they haven't gotten any turret in the game.
But still, we're gonna give credit to Jengski. When the rotation to the bot lane happened, they got the kill. They went straight for the Drake. But we can see that Jengski has 2 Drakes, IPT has 2 turrets. I mean, if you go by control-wise, IPT has more control because they've taken down turrets.
Exactly.
But Jengski, they have the Mountain Drake and the Infernal Drake. Those buffs will really synergize well through damage to turrets. Jengski has to use that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the really big point to make there. Is that Jengski, they have to do something right now. Because as the clock ticks, it's going to be much harder for Jengski to be able to assassinate targets like Rise, for example, who will scale so well into the late game. It's going to be impossible to 1v1 him. So they have to be able to be very aggressive and proactive at this point in the game. All the outer turrets are still up for IPT, and they're making sure that they have that vision in the river. Spotless might be looking for a kill here in the top lane, but looking at the itemization, Black Cleaver already done for Rengar and clearly in the lead in CS against Kulit. So that is one advantage he has over his counterpart.
And going into the itemization of Hate, he's all over the place right now. He didn't finish the Bloodthirster. Normally a Caitlyn will rush the Runan's Hurricane, but now you can see that he might go for Runan's Hurricane, but there comes Spear with a Thrill of the Hunt onto JLC. It's a Maokai, he's super tanky, but the Black Cleaver will shred its armor. Let's see if JLC will survive. No allies anywhere, he's all alone in the bot lane. Will give Spear that kill.
Oh, there's going to be another re-engage though.
But Kulit still, I mean, the rotation of the Zac with the slingshot, that's a huge gap closer. He did not see that coming.
Yeah, 1-for-1. So a lot was invested into that kill by both teams, but this is going to be IPT. Well, actually, Jengski is going to get their first turret of the game. They're going to be able to take out that mid lane turret and the top lane outer turret, but that's in exchange for the inner bot lane, which is a bit dangerous, although good thing Baron isn't up just yet. Let's see if they'll be able to defend this one. Zyra does have some clear.
There's the Stranglethorn for the correct control, and the
oh no!
Whistle mistiming his dash will pay the price by giving Light his killing spree kill with 3-0. Roll of the Ages plus Negatron Cloak. That's gonna be really difficult for JSK to even have a team fight to their favor.
Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult now. So slowly, you know, the good thing is that JSK hasn't fallen behind in gold, but that's already a bit of a mediocre goal. Spear though,
You're really timing it right. Who will he go for? Will
it's a
it be
2v4.
It's 2v4, but still he was trying to get in.
Okay.
Blaze,
Oh no!
oh my. Come on, Spear. Who are you gonna get? You go for line! And that is actually a big mistake. The Stand United will help him survive, but will it be enough? Skullit is dangerous and low. He flashed for his hand. And now Rabenga burning his flash also, and he's very healthy actually. Full HP, and now Whistle trying to land the taunt, and Blaze caught off guard, and ace in the hole. JSK is all over the map right now in the jungle. Clearly, Whistle went towards Light to try and taunt him, but did not notice that Hayes' position was on point for him to land an ace in the hole. And with Ocean Drake 1 minute away, plus with Baron, JSK really have to, you know, pick their fights.
That was such a risky play because Rengar. Actually, I got really shocked that he decided to go for that match because, okay, let's take a look at the replay. You have to wonder what Spear was thinking. I guess he made the call, and so the Stand Unit comes in actually, even though it was actually late. So I have a feeling like there was a bit of late communication here from JSK. Probably a lot of doubt as well. Spear, does he go in if it's going to be a 2v4 and an eventual 3v4? And they eventually still end up giving a lot of the kills over to IPT. So I think it was a poorly communicated engage there from JSK, really overestimating the damage they could have done. And it's exactly like you said. They have to learn how to pick their fights. You know, Spear, despite being one of the snowballers of the game, you don't simply 2v4, man. You don't do that.
You don't do that, and plus hate the position of him in the red buff brush gave him a clear shot to Spear, shutting him down. So actually he's the one who got haunted, and with Ocean Drake live right now, let's see how the two teams will play it off. I mean, JSK has 2 Drakes, IPT has none, but they have the turret control. The turret score right now is equal, but right now I think IPT wants to catch up in terms of Drake buffs.
Yeah, and we're actually at a point in the game where JSK no longer really has that early to mid game lead. Rise is already very painful, and the Runon's BF sword is already up for hate, so that's already a considerable amount of damage. Plus the tank items coming in from JLC. So JSK really has to respect the amount of damage coming out from IPT at this point. They're now even in gold actually, and things go anywhere from here. JSK again, the clock is ticking, Rise is scaling, and they have to be able to secure some of their objectives before it becomes too late.
Things look really, you know, dire for JSK Esports. I mean, wait, here comes the Realm Orb. It's only Light, but scaring away Spear. He tried to get the turret. Nice defend right there. They don't want to give up any more turrets. It is 21 minutes into the game. Plus, I want to really point out that the scaling of IPT, they're mostly all tanks.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Maokai, we have the Zac, we have the Rise. So I wonder how Ace Styles with the Virus would deliver that damage.
Yeah, that's true. And it's a really big loss that Spear had to use his ult in that engage. He's actually going to jump in.
Man, Spear really testing his luck.
Yeah.
He really wants to do a Light. I mean, to show that he is the only member there that can actually deal enough damage to secure a kill onto Light. But with that Roll of the Ages plus that Archangel Stealth fully stacked, it gives him that active shield.
Yeah.
Spear should really pick his targets properly. And clearly, this kind of an overstay. And clearly, a duel is happening in Stand United. Will it happen? A flash shot will land onto Light, and he got shut down by Whistle. So that was actually maybe a bait play.
Yeah, so decisive call there from JSK to decide to go for a full commit down that bot lane, but IPT, they have been pushing down this mid lane. They will probably get this because a lot of the cooldowns are actually down. TP going in.
This might be a team fight that JSK wants to start with Light Gun. 4 members in the mid lane, plus I mean, where is Spear right now? He should actually position himself properly, but he went to the base to finish up that item. Spectral Scroll will provide him that match resist he needs against that Rise.
Yeah, very true. It actually negates the damage from not just Rise, but even Malzahar and Maokai, so that will help him to endure more once he jumps in for the engage. We'll see though, his ult is already up. The Varus ult is actually down, I think, so we'll have to see what they decide to do, but they are setting up this Baron. All of the waves are actually pushing in their favor, including the side lane, so this does give them some time. The blue buff going to be going over to A style. Again, game looking even still. But oh wait, there's going to be a TP.
Oh, Spotless off, really off position in the map right now. But Teleport has been burned. I mean, wasted by JLC. So
Yeah.
actually, Spotless managed to escape. But if he hadn't have the preparation blade, that would have been almost. It would cost them like 2 turrets or more if Spotless disappeared from the team fight. So rather than just soloing around the map, they should group up like what IPT is doing right now. They're grouping up, preparing maybe for a Baron. I mean, when we see pro teams getting a Baron, most likely it would be a huge advantage, a game-changing buff.
What is Spear doing?
Spear going on to JLC, maybe waiting for Whistle. Stand United. There will be none. A-Star providing that bulk damage, but I'm not sure if he should have jumped onto JLC. Maybe a high priority target would have been better.
I feel like that was a very big mistake from Spear. I have to really question a lot of the engages he's made so far. When Baron and an Infernal Drake are coming up, and you ult like that and don't get any kills, you are at a huge loss because now IPT knows that ult is down. They can pressure either Baron or any of the pushing lanes right now because they know that Spear won't be able to jump to the backline and kill Hate. So I think that was a really big mistake, but that's only if IPT actually capitalizes on it. So we'll see if they decide to do anything about that ult. I mean, the cooldown's actually pretty fast as well. So let's see if they decide to take any objective from here on.
And we can see that Hate catching up in the itemization, finally finishing up that Infinity Edge plus the Runettes. KD of 3-3 catching up to A-Star, and we really don't see A-Star doing a lot of damage because there's the Maokai, the Zac, and the Rise. It's very difficult right now for ADCs to pick the right time to even pick a champ. I mean, Jhin has been banned, they don't have any type, Vayne is actually not more revival, so it's really difficult right now for ADCs to land that damage. And the only closest ADC to Jhin is Varus with the piercing arrow. So right now, IPT on the front side of the Baron pit. Blaze really trying to reposition himself.
Spear using the ult.
Who are you going for? Again up to JLC. Stand United. CC's all used on Spear. But look at Hate. Really not even a hit of damage. But look at Spotless diving all in. Gets crowd control really hard, and Hate just kiting pretty well. Whistle trying to zone out Hate, but what's happening in the team fight? JSK Esports dueling JLC and the Zac. 2 tanks versus the 2 hitters of JSK Esports. A really mistimed zoning fight for Whistle. I mean, he was the only one trying to zone out the fight, but leaving Maokai and Zac, they still deal a lot of damage.
That was a really, really messy fight coming in from JSK Esports. We'll have to take a look at the replay, but I think that may have cost it. Well, it almost cost him the Baron. Good thing the top lane was pushing there in favor of JSK. So we'll take a look at that replay. So even the onset of this fight was already wrong. Spear put the root onto Maokai. Maokai doesn't care if he's going to be sitting there. He's a tree after all, so what does he care? And then Spear's going to get locked down. And Whistle is not able to taunt any of the carries. So the carries are able to reposition themselves. And Kulit actually and JLC do a very good job of keeping a lot of the damage over at the river. Meanwhile, Hate and JLC are able to just slowly chunk down one member at a time, and that's not how this team wants to play. JSK, their goal is to be able to assassinate targets, the main targets, the damage, the DPS, one at a time. And again, so many questionable engages from JSK Esports. Let's see how this one goes.
Spotless is in the eye of IPT right now. He has to deliver the damage. Crystal soaking up that damage and crowd control. Burning a splash. What's this? Spear is down. Going onto the fight now.
Oh my god.
But still gets bursted down. Spotless. Death Lotus not going to do much. And with now Rebenga Light very healthy. It's going to be a pickup for IPT because JSK Esports burned all of their resources.
Whew. Okay, so let's slow things down a bit because so many things have been happening, but that's going to be Infernal Drake live, and IPT is going to secure this. This is going to be their second dragon of the game, and this is going to give them, well, obviously more damage, and this will help them to secure the Baron. Really, the only thing that's saving JSK from these weird clashes is that they're really clearing the waves before they go for the engage. So IPT, they're having a bit of a difficult time pushing the waves away. And A-Style,
A-Style, he has to run away from this, but will be difficult with Kulit Here comes Whistle for the
Oh.
assist. Same as Spotless. Will this be a turnaround? You can see Spotless trying to time his entry.
Oh no.
Rebecca and Hate. He decides not to. There's the teleport. It is a 4-man assault onto Spotless.
Bye, Spotless.
Oh, Spotless. You are out
Accept
of
your
position.
death.
It accepts the death. Hate is now godlike. First he was 0-3 and now catching up to kills and to gold. Look at that. Infinity Edge, Ronance plus a quick super flash.
This is what I meant from the pick and ban phase. We knew that as time passed, IPT, they were going to have a difficult time. Oh no, it was Jenksy who was going to have a difficult time.
Rebecca's dangerously low. Spear trying to find the right time. Blaze can't really rescue his teammate Whistle. So with 3 members down, IPT can take the Baron without much of a trouble because Blaze and Spear can't do really much. The ultimate down, of course.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty much a 3 Baron.
Oh,
wait,
this might be
Spear.
a steal.
He has a flash.
He has the flash and he's fully stacked. Will this be a steal?
Oh!
He steals the Baron! But he steals the Baron, giving a chance for his allies. And now he's turning the team fight around, trying to burst out Rebenga and Hate. Oh, the piercing arrow caught off guard. Kulin is dangerously low. Blaze trying to delay the recalls of IPT.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was... if anything, you kind of have to blame IPT for that. Because you don't just let a Rengar circle around Baron Pit when Baron's getting so low. Of course he's going to steal your Baron. So that was a pretty big mistake on the side of IPT not to keep him under control, especially when you have CC, for example, from Light or JLC. So looking at that exchange there. So Spear, he flashes in. No one even tried to stop him there. And that was a really good call, I guess, from him. This really slows down what could have been the end of the game already for Jenksy, plus the kill that A-Style was able to get using his piercing arrow. So that was a really good call from Spear, you know, to still try and secure the objective.
Gets sniped. I mean, with the Baron buff in the hands of Jenksy Esports, they have that fighting chance. 30 minutes in the time. This game will extend to the late game. And right now, Spotless really having a hard time finding the time to go into the team fight with his Katarina. He picked up the Zonias plus the Abyssal Scepter, but that's not enough. He needs more time to set up.
Oh.
And with Light out position, Chain of Corruption will... Oh, the Zonias and the Realm Orb combo will secure his escape. I mean, so that has to be, you know, changed. I mean, that's like a pure guaranteed escape. And with JLC dueling against Spear and Whistle, he's actually dangerously low. They will have to kill him. Kulin try to rescue his allies, try to salvage the fight. Spear will be taken down by Kulin. It is going to be 1-to-1 trade. 4 members are down, but Light does not have the Zonias, no Realm Orb. So maybe Jenksy has the advantage in taking down this bot lane inner turret.
Yeah, they definitely are still in this game. The Baron buff is doing a lot of work for them. They've been really good at keeping their side lanes pushed throughout the game. Even though they've made a couple of mistakes, they make sure that their waves are pushing in, and they might be able to get this third. Actually, JLC was out of position earlier as he was caught by Spear, although both of them are now down. The wave clear from Light will probably keep this turret safe. We'll see what objective they decide to go for. The next Drake is going to be Mountain Drake, which will definitely help either of these teams. But bot lane pushing 1 minute and 50.
Oh, the damage that A-Style is bringing is showing thanks to the Baron buff. Plus, he picked up the Dominic's Regards.
Yeah.
It's going to really help him penetrate that armor. But IPT still has the advantage in terms of skating with the Rise Maokai. Picking up the Locket of the Iron Sword will delay Spotless damage even more. So Spotless really has to pick up maybe a Rabadon's Death Cap so that he can close the gap in damage.
Yeah, I guess the major problem here is that when you look at Spotless, you don't really look at him as a damage dealer anymore at this point in the game, just because he's itemized so defensively at this point, and he really can't 1v1 anyone except Hate, and Hate will never be alone in this game because there's always going to be Rebs on that Malzahar to lock him down. So there are just so many ways for IPT to keep Spotless in check that it's so difficult for him. So again, this is what I mean about the high skill cap you need to be able to play Katarina. It's already difficult to play her mechanically, and then you have to factor in the kind of decision making that you have to make on an assassin like Katarina. And just looking at the KDA, Spotless really hasn't had that much time to shine in this game.
I mean, there is Rebenga with the Mazahar, Maokai with the Arcane Smash. If those two CCs are gone, Spotless can go all in.
Yeah.
But there's also that exhaust.
Yeah.
So Spotless,
Oh!
a team fight in the middle of the Stranglethorn. Light pops his Zonias, a panic button for him. He survives with the shield. Spotless getting the reset, finally getting the resets, clearing the fight. Now Light is pretty low. Spotless doing too lit, and what Light's doing is trying to rotate there. Spotless 2v1 pops the Zonias. This might be an ace if they play it right. Whistle is really healthy. Light is dangerously low. Round Warp will not secure the escape path. Colin will be taking down. This will be an ace for JSK Esports.
Oh my god, so that's exactly the kind of clash that we were looking for. Who will finalize the kill? It might. Oh wait. Is this gonna be a very anticlimactic?
Oh my lord! But the piercing arrow is there for the ace. Clearly. Blaze trying to take out the Zag. He has to sustain from his blobs. So clearly did not see that coming. But with the ace, the hands of JSK, they can push this turret. But of course, the Zag really bought time for his allies.
That was a really crappy ending to such an exciting fight. But again, you know, Spotless finally able to find that opening where he takes down the carries first. That's exactly what JSK needed to do from the beginning of this game, from the pick and ban phase. We knew they had to take down the key carries. And let's take a look at that replay and figure out where exactly Spotless came from, because I only noticed him when he was already in the back line. So again, the counter engage from JSK on this Varus Zyra is really great. And we see Spotless, he knew that IPT was going to push in, and IPT was not able to put down Vision in the back line to make sure they'd be safe. And Spotless, so confident, he just flashes straight up into the back line, takes out the Hate immediately, and they're left pretty much with, I think this is a 3v5 at this point. And again, great job from Spotless, finally able to find that opening. And I guess this gives JSK a lot of hope, because I thought at this point IPT would just close out the game with a straight up 5v5 push. But again, great job there. There's a shutdown. I don't think we have to watch the rest of this because it's really weird. Because Kulit does get a kill, but that was a good job from them.
The gold gap right now is 5,000. 22-22. The score is not. The gold lead right now won't really matter because they have their items. Look at Whistle with the Shen picking up the maybe we'll finish with the Randu's Omen plus the Knight's Guard, and Spotless picking up that Guardian Angel. I mean, that's something you need as a Katarina. I mean, when you die, you have that window to for the enemy to use all their resources, all the crowd control.
Yeah.
That will give that window of opportunity for Spotless.
Yeah, if anything, the one who should be building Guardian's Angel is IPT. Because if you have the Guardian's Angel, then the reset from Katarina won't proc, so you actually stop her from snowballing as you go for that flash. But we'll see if anyone does decide to go for that. The next, well, actually both Mountain Drake and Baron are up Spear. Using his
Spear
ult.
has to really back away from this one. He cannot lose this Baron. I mean, he managed to steal the Baron, and that helped in the team fight. Great. I mean, really come back, trying to fight back, but now the Baron is live. Let's see how IPT will play it out this time.
Yeah, we have to. I guess we have to talk about IPT now, because we've been talking a lot about how JSK's been doing great. What IPT really has to do now is, again, to set up the proper vision to make sure that Spotless doesn't come in from the backline just to delete Hate, because that's a really crucial thing for JSK Esports right now. So IPT, you want to be able to set up huge amount of objectives, huge amount of vision around the Baron pit, and to make sure that your carries don't get deleted, and then bait JSK into a team fight, because at this point in the game, 36 minutes in, IPT definitely wins the 5v5 straight up if Hate doesn't get caught by Spotless.
Yeah, clearly what happened in the mid lane was that the Strangled Thorns by Blaze, it really rooted Hate.
Yeah.
That damage, burning his flash, no escape, form of escape, and Spotless always going through the back line.
Yeah.
That's what IP has to watch out for. We've seen Spotless and Spear always roaming around to look for the right time to go in. But the thing about that is that might work against them if Whistle is actually really picked up. I mean, zoned really huge by JLC. I mean, JLC could always on the Maokai providing the zone, but the Vengeful Maelstrom cannot be used if JLC is always chasing.
Yeah, very true. So let's see what IPT decides to do at this point in the game. They've got really fat tanks right now. At 37 minutes in, there's gonna be a wet noodle fight. Spear using the ult again, and Gulit gonna miss. Will there be any engage? Okay, no, not gonna be engaged. Kinda awkward. Again, Spear burning his ult without any success. And we'll see who's gonna get this Baron next. The next Drake is Elder, and I believe... Wait, was JSK the one that got that Mountain Drake?
Yep, they got
Yeah,
two Mountain
so-
Drakes, but look at the bot side's minion wave
Yeah.
to their advantage.
So IPT having a difficult time checking their side lanes. JSK really making sure they pressure, you know, a lot of the lanes. Their wave clear on the side of IPT is not that great, aside from, I guess, Light. But even though the wave clear capabilities of both teams aren't even that different, so it's really IPT just not checking their side lanes enough. And this is, well, it's giving JSK an opening to take this Baron.
Pretty risky. Here comes the teleport from JLC. Three members
DP.
of JSK backing away. But look at Whistle.
Oh
He
no.
has to stand united. He has to teleport. Split pushing the bot lane.
Okay, so this is really good from JSK because right now they're trying to split. Oh wait!
Oh, flash by Kulit. Spotless popping the Zonias. Let's hope he survives this. He has the Guardian Angel. Spear trying to go in, all in onto Hate. Exhaust has confirmed onto him. Here comes the Struggle Thorn. Look at the damage by Blaze. Benga gets exhausted. The redemption will rejuvenate IPT.
Ooh.
This is going to be a team fight. The Spirit's Refuge denying Hate's damage. And now Whistle is there in the seat. JLC goes all in onto Whistle. But is that a right choice? Spotless and A-Style are free to hit as they please. But with 3 members down for JSK Esports. 2 members of JSK Esports down. 3 members are down. I mean, IPT's gone. JSK's on. This will be a Baron.
JSK, they had the upper hand before Spotless got caught. That was a very, very big mistake coming into Spotless there to get caught, being forced to burn the Guardian Angel, because at that point, IPT was going to win for sure if they were the ones to engage the fight. Now they have Baron, and at this point, I'm not sure what JSK can do, because now the side lanes aren't going to be so easily pushed. Now they can't really split push as much as they could before. So again, taking a look, Spotless, you know, he's caught immediately, and Spear goes for the desperation pick onto Hate, which clearly was going to fail because of all of the CC that could stop him on the side of IPT. And at this point, you know, it's all just JSK desperately trying to make the best of the situation. But again, the damage, it wasn't enough. This is the point where you have to wonder what JSK can do, because we knew that as the game progressed, IPT was going to be the one winning that late game because of their composition. Way too tanky, and then all that damage coming in from the Rise. It's just way too difficult for JSK to find an opening.
That was actually a great pickup by IPT. To Spotless flash by Kulit to at least, you know, land that crowd control.
Yeah.
With the Guardian Angel gone, Spotless will really has that, you know, pressure that he cannot be picked off easily. And with that said, this might be an Elder Drake for IPT if JSK is not
There's the Sun
contested.
United and the ult.
Oh, here comes the strategy. The submarine onto Light. He is taunted, but where is the damage by A-Style? And Blaze Strangletor is landed there. But look at Hate. Very great position for him. 2 free hits. Spotless is running away so low, and Whistle all alone in the blue side of IPT. JLC doing his job, zoning at the members. Spear will be taken out. He has the Guardian Angel. A-Style charging up his piercing arrow. Kills off Benga. Easy pickup, and now A-Style very healthy. Look at the damage onto Light. This will be a chase. If A-Style managed to land one more piercing arrow, he can secure a kill onto Light. Let's see. Charging
does
up.
he have the flash?
Oh, the
not enough.
shield. Great
Oh,
shield
shutdown.
timing by Light.
Okay, so that was actually a 3 for 2 in favor of IPT, but it almost cost them the mid inhibitor turret. So we're actually going to see a replay of that at the Elder Drake. Very, very low, but good synergy actually from JSK to use both Whistle's ult and Spear's ult to go for the engage. They were not able to catch Hate. Like you said, great positioning. He was able to stay at that back line to make sure he wasn't caught. And now things are going to reset, because that was supposed to be the Baron buff push of IPT, and they weren't able to do so. So now we're back to a slow game. IPT though, they're bringing this one low, and Spear's actually down, so there is no chance for a smite steal. It's going to be a free Elder Drake.
Oh, what? JSK plays Kaduk the Elder Drake. That's another steal for JSK Esports, but A-Style out position. IPT trying to take revenge for that steal. A-Style is very low, but he has that aspect of the dragon. Will he burst up a line? He overcommitted. He goes down to A-Style. Gulen goes all in, but Whistle in the middle of the team fight eliminate Hates, and now it's going to be a tag fight. Gulen and JSK cannot do much, getting burned by the aspect of the dragon. A-Style getting the double kill. What a comeback for JSK Esports.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the last kill. And
that's an ace. Nice steal by Blaze, an unexpected steal by him, really turning the fight around. That aspect of the dragon providing the true damage burn.
If I was IPT, that would tilt me. That would tilt me right there. I have no idea how Blaze was able to get that steal. I don't know what ability landed, but it's gonna get them. This inhibitor turret, there's gonna be 10 seconds until the death timers. I think they'll be able to. Oh no, they won't be able to grab a turret.
They can't take it out. There's no minions nearby. That's gonna be difficult. But 4 members, they are desperately trying to take down this turret. There's the minion wave. This might be game set if Jenski managed to
going down really fast.
Going down really fast. Light is the first one alive. This is going to be game set. Jenski takes back the victory 1-1 against the powerhouse IPT, a new team. JSK Esports in the BGS really showing their skill against IPT.
Wow, so 1 for 1, JSK able to get themselves back in the game. They had a really great early game. They had a bit of a shaky mid game. We were afraid they were going to lose because time was progressing, Light was scaling, but they were able to get themselves back. So let's take a look at the replay of the clash actually from earlier. The game-winning steal from Blaze. I have no idea how he landed that steal, but let's take a look at what he did. So he approaches the lane. GLC's not able to stop him.
Oh, the piercing arrow and the thorn.
It was the... God, how do you steal with thorns, Blaze? Tell me. How do you do that? I'm pretty sure that was pure luck, or it was either pure luck or synergy from the bot lane to really land those 2 shots at the same time. But either way, like you said earlier, the true damage from the Elder Drake is really what turned the whole fight around, because IPT, they probably felt like they had to get something if they didn't get the Elder Drake, so they fully committed, but the true damage from the Elder Drake was able to turn the entire fight around, and they just pretty much rushed in.
Also, Light tried to salvage what he can, trying to take down any members, but the aspect of the dragon, it's gonna be too much. A-Style with the burn. Light, he builds tanky, he had a lot of health, but that's nothing for the true damage. So here are the end game stats. JSK Esports coming back with a 1-1 victory. Spotless really had a hard time in the team fight, and all is on to A-Style. 12-5 with a gold of 20,000.
And this keeps their playoffs dream alive, because if they had lost 2-0, that would have been 3 points for IPT on the standing, and that may have actually secured their playoff spot already. But going even 1-1 actually keeps the dream alive for both of these teams, so we'll have to see. But my god, A-Style on that Varus again. We saw throughout the game, you know, the poke damage was crazy. Lethality is not OP, by the way. It's very balanced. No, seriously, Riot has to nerf that. But anyway, that was a really good game from JSK. I think the main takeaway from this game is that even though JSK looked like they were starting to lose hold of the game towards that midpoint of the game, you know, they really held on. They kept their synergy. They didn't lose their cool. And I especially like the synergy between Spear and the rest of this team. You know, Spear was really the one going for the engages, making the calls, making sure that Stand United and the ult from Rengar was being used really well. So it was really, I guess the synergy was really great to see from JSK. They were very confident despite being up against a veteran team with a late game team comp.
I mean, it clearly showed the aspect of the dragon. Was the game changer. I mean, they're the late game comp, all tanks. Tanks have no chance against a burn like the true damage. So guys, what a game. You have it. JSK Esports comes back with a 1-1 victory. It was going to be a 1-1. IPT really tried to fight back. They had a great composition, but the aspect really changed the tide of fight. So
just too many carries on JSK.
So guys, there you have it. You just witnessed the first match of the Day 2, Week 5 of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split, powered by Bacchus Energy Drink. We'll be back with a short break to match 2. So once again, we are your shoutcasters. I'm Vulcan, and joining with me is Amplifier. Plus an overkill teleport from the top lane. Be it fully channel. It's a 4-man combat onto A-Style. That is overkill. And that is actually a big mistake. The Stand United will have him survive, but will it be enough? Gulen is dangerous low. He flashed for his hand. And now Rebecca running his flash. Also, and very healthy actually. Full HP and a whistle. Trying to land the dodge and plays. Got off guard and ace in the hole. Jansky is all over the map right now in the jungle. Clearly, whistle went towards Light to try and taunt him, but did not notice that Casey's position was again at the JLC stand united. Casey's also right on spear, but look at Hayes. Really, not even a hit of damage. But look at Spotless diving all in. Gets grabbed really hard, and Hayes just kiting pretty well Whistle. Trying to zoom out Hayes, but what's happening in the team fight? JSK Esports dueling JLC and the Zac. Two tanks versus the two hitters of JSK Esports. A really this time zoning fight for Whistle. I mean, he was the only one trying to zone up the fight. Spotless is in the eye of IPT right now. He has to deliver the damage. Whistle soaking up that damage and trying to go. Burning his flash. What's this? Spear is now going under the fight round.
Oh my god.
But still gets bursted out. Spotless. Death Lotus not gonna give it much. And with now Rebecca. Light, very healthy. It's going to be a pickup for IPT. They're just here trying to find the right time. Blaze can't so Spotless. A team fight in the middle of the struggle for Light pops his Zonias. A panic button for him. He survives with the shield. Spotless getting the reset. Finally getting the reset. Clearing the fight. Now Light is pretty low. Spotless doing too lit and what Light's doing. He's trying to rotate there. Spotless 2v1. Pops the Zonias. This might be an ace if they play it right. Whistle is really healthy. Light is dancing low. Round one will not secure next J-Pap. Colin will be taking down. This will be an ace for JSK Esports.
Oh my god, so that's exactly the kind of clash that we were looking for. Who will finalize this? Oh wait, is this gonna be a very anticlimactic?
Oh my lord! But the spacing out of his Spotless popping the zone as let's hope he survives this. He has the Guardian Angel. Spear trying to go in all in onto Hate. Exhaust has been burned onto him. Here comes the struggle thorn. Look at the damage by Blaze. Rebecca gets exhausted. The redemption will rejuvenate IPT. This is going to be a team fight. Those Spirit's Refuge denying Hate's damage. And that Whistle is there in the seat. JSC goes all in onto Whistle. But is that a right choice? Spotless and A-Star are free to hit as they please. Trying the submarine onto Light. He is taunted, but where is the damage by A-Star? And Blaze Strangletor is landed there. But look at Hayes. Very great position for him. 2 free hits. Spotless is running away so low and Whistle all alone in the red-blue side of IPT. JLC doing his job, zoning at the members. Spear will be taken out. He has the Guardian Angel. A-Star charging up his arrow. Kills off Rebecca. Easy pickup and now A-Star very healthy. Look at the damage onto Light. This will be a case of A-Star. Nice. Oh. What? JSK replace Kaduk the Elder Drake. That's another steal for JSK Esports, but A-Star out position. IPT trying to take revenge for that steal. A-Star is very low, but he has the aspect of the dragon. Will he burst up alive? He overcommitted. He goes down to A-Star. Gulin goes all in, but Whistle in the middle of the team fight eliminate Hate, and now it's going to be a tag fight. Gulin and JLC cannot do much. Getting burned by the aspect of the dragon. A-Star getting the double kill. What a comeback for JSK Esports.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the last kill.
There's gonna be 10 seconds until the death timers. I think they'll be able to. Oh no, they won't be able to grab a turret.
So there's no minions nearby. That's gonna be difficult. But 4 members here are desperately trying to take down this turret. There's the minion wave. This might be game set. JSK.
It's going down really fast.
Going down really fast. Light
oh my god!
Alive. This is going to be game set. JSK takes back the victory 1-1 against the powerhouse IPT. A new team. JSK